goes. Yeah, hello. I was looking for my earbuds. They're right here. Oh my gosh. How to spot a narcissist when dating or in dating. I got some cool comments. Thank you, ladies. Interesting. What was the other one? Like a thinking face. That was great. Thank you. Don't think it's possible. Waiting. I'm on, Nina, I'm on. Okay, so I just did an interview with my friend Antia Boyd, and she is doing an interview series, and so my topic was how to spot a narcissist with dating. It is 100% possible. You just have to know what to look for. So she asked me a series of questions which were really great. This is my jam, obviously, so this is my topic that I am super comfortable in talking to anybody about. So when you're dating, well, first of all, like the overall answer that I always share is when you specifically heal from narcissistic abuse that you've had, hey Nina, in the past, that is when you will recognize it like a mile away. So for example, for me and for somebody like me, I'm married now. Sorry. But if I was to go out into the dating world, I would recognize the narcissistic behavior ASAP. So, because they almost have a profile, which is really great. Once you can recognize that, once you can see that a mile away, it's not just, oh, he's full of himself, or oh, he's, hoards the conversation or whatever. It's more of recognizing and distinguishing between maybe an insecure guy versus a guy who has an NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. So, like one of the examples that I gave to her was the other day. Sometimes I go to Starbucks when I want to be alone, and I just sit in the parking lot. Well, the Starbucks where I go faces a restaurant, and so like the other day I was sitting, and this guy pulls up in his Mercedes-Benz in the handicap spot. Clearly, he was not handicapped, and got out of his car. He's in a suit. This is lunchtime, people. And he's spraying the cologne all over him. And I was like, oh my God, that guy. So, that's just one example. Like, there's a difference between somebody who cares about themselves, cares about how he looks. Maybe he was meeting somebody versus, look at me, I'm like Papi Chulo. Another example is there was a few examples that I gave. One was hoarding the conversation. When you talk to somebody, whether it's a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. What is this? And they hoard the conversation, meaning you're sitting here going, that's interesting. And then boom, right back to him and his. Eventually, you're like, I'm not going to get a word in here edgewise. These are the signs to recognize when you're dating, to spot a narcissist when you're dating. Okay, so hoarding the conversation, taking over the conversation. Everything's about him. Nothing is about you. Not asking you questions, not showing interest. Body language is another one. Is he laid back and the body language tells you everything. So somebody who's interested in you will lean in. They'll lean in. They're interested. They're leaning in. View the body language. What was the other one? Hoarding the conversation. Oh, love bombing. Love bombing. So basically, love bombing if I was to put it in a nutshell, is too much too soon. Too much too soon. So for example, talking about the future with you, second date, talking about marriage, talking about a committed relationship, too much too soon. Sending you flowers, too much too soon, right? Maybe early on in the relationship. There's other ways of love bombing. One of the parts of the conversation that we got to, which was super interesting, which is when the other person is showing interest in you early on, but it's not an interest like in a normal, like, what do you do for a living? Things like that. It's like intimate questions about you that you wouldn't normally share with somebody that you just met on one date or 2 dates or 3 dates, right? This is another form of love bombing. And the reason why narcissistic people do this is because they're gathering information. They're gathering, because let's be real, women our age who have either been in relationships, long-term relationships, or have been married and now divorced and are dating, they're looking for a relationship. They want to settle down and they want to have like the love of their life. So when somebody comes around and is all into you and your whole story and this and that, it's what every woman wants. Like, oh my gosh, he's the exact person I've been looking for. We get clouded. We forget. We don't recognize that this is too much too soon. We get caught up in the story. We get caught up in our emotions because most of us have been through some shit before we, by the time we get to this age, right? And we get clouded and it just kind of goes out of our head and we're just wrapped up into this man and what the attention that we're getting. Because I know for me, by the time I was dating, I was starving for attention because I hadn't had it in my marriage for a very, very long time. Hold on, let me see what you guys are saying. Is there borderline narcissistic personality people? Oh, yes. Oh, I saw something else in here. I am so in tune in the universe right now. Okay, great. I just want to make sure I read them all. So those are some of the ways that you can distinguish, is this to spot a narcissist in dating or while dating. And let's be real, they're everywhere. So it's not like you can avoid them. You're going to come across them. There's even ways that you could recognize this before you even go on the date, right? There's ways that you can recognize this, profiles, texting, conversations that you're having, whether it's through texting or an actual phone call. Does anybody do that anymore? There's ways for you to know this before you even go on the date. So you save yourself a lot of time before you even go on the date, because everybody knows going on a date takes time and energy. You're excited. All the thoughts of, is this the one? Could this be the one? Comes across our mind and we're excited. Maybe it is. I feel a connection, blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out you get on the date 1, 2, even 3 and realize, nope, next. So there's ways for you to have this down packed even before you go on the date. That would require, some are hard to tell. The covert narcissism can be challenging to tell. Here's what I want to share with you. The biggest way for you to know, the biggest way is to trust your gut. I come across this all the time. Women tell me, he's successful, he's handsome, he's this, he's that. Where I say they look good on paper, right? They look good on paper, and come to find out they have this personality disorder. Anyway, the interview really got deep. We went about 28 minutes. I'll share the link with you when it's ready. It's in October. And we really went deep into these like layers as much as we could in 30 minutes. If you have this problem, if you're dating right now and you keep finding yourself attracting emotionally unavailable men or even toxic men, narcissistic men, and you want to stop that cycle because you're ready to find your true love, then that's where I can help you. So I will leave the link to an application, to a Heal Your Heart application to connect with me. And it's a complimentary call. There's no charge. And this will be you and I connecting. And it's like a session, and I'll assess and see if we are a good fit for each other and if there is availability to move forward, to work together so that you can stop attracting narcissistic, unavailable, emotionally unavailable and toxic men so that you can have your true love. Because let's be real, we're not 20 anymore and we want to settle down, have the loves of our lives so that we can feel safe and secure and experience life, travel with our partners, have a successful business, grow together, be together, have fun every day. I am blessed to have that, and I'm super blessed to be able to teach that to women. So I'll leave that link down below in the comments. If you have any suggestions or any topics that you would like me to cover, please let me know. I am always open to topics around narcissism, how to heal from it, how to recognize it, so that the world can heal from this and we can put them all on one island and we'll be on the other island. All right, my loves, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday and I'll see you soon. Bye.